Hello students, today we are going to study the topic that is scales. Now, what do you mean by scale? It is the representation of actual dimension on plan or map by small dimension in civil engineering or large dimension in mechanical engineering, because civil structures are very big. Now if we plot the length of the civil structure, then it will be very high. Now if we want to plot that in our sheet, then the length is very large, so we will not be able to mark that length in our sheet. So we have to use a scale, that is reducing scale, so that we can mark the dimension easily on our sheet. But in mechanical engineering, the size of object is very small, and if we will plot that size of object directly into the sheet, then we don't get enough information from that sheet or from that drawing. So we will want to use the enlarging scale in mechanical engineering, so that we can get enough information about that object from the drawing. So it is the representation of actual dimension on plan or map by small dimensions in civil engineering or large dimension in mechanical engineering. Since the area of survey remains very large, hence scale is required to mark measurement on the paper, which I had already told you. Now suppose that on field we have an area like this. Okay, now this length is 40 meter, this length is 10 meter, this length is 20 meter, and this length is 30 meter. Now if we want to plot that whole drawing on our sheet, then we want to use a scale, so that we will easily plot all the dimension on our sheet. So we had used a engineer's scale here, that is 1 centimeter on sheet represents 10 meter on ground. So if this distance is 40 meter, then in sheet we will mark this distance as 4 centimeter. Similarly, for this 10 meter distance we will mark 1 centimeter. For this 20 meter we will mark 2 centimeter, and for this 30 meter we will mark 3 centimeter. So by using a scale, we will be easily mark all the dimensions in our sheet or paper. Now note is there, that is, on assuming a scale for drawing of map, only size of actual appearance can be changed, which is shown here. Only size of actual appearance is changed, but shape cannot be changed. Okay, now as the size of scale is reduced, the accuracy of the map is increased. Suppose that if we will use a scale of 1 centimeter equals to 100 meter, then the drawing is very small, so we will not get enough information from this drawing. Now if we reduce the size of scale by 1 centimeter equals to 10 meter, then the drawing is of larger size and we will get enough information from this drawing. So as the size of scale is reduced, the accuracy of the map is increased. Scale is also defined as the fixed ratio of distance marked on plan to the actual measurement on the field. It means that scale is the ratio of plan distance or map distance divided by ground distance. That is the formula of scale. Now the representative fraction. What do you mean by representative fraction? You all had used this concept in engineering drawing. So it is the ratio of map or plan distance to the corresponding ground distance and is independent of unit of measurement and is called the representative fraction. It means that when we divide the map or plan distance by the ground distance, and if the units are same in the numerator and denominator, then we will get a representative fraction, that is RF. Suppose that we have a scale of 1 centimeter equals to 10 meter. Now if we want to calculate the representative fraction, then we need to divide the map or plant distance, that is 1 centimeter, to the total ground distance, that is 10 meter, and we will convert this value into the same unit, that is centimeter and centimeter. We will get answer as 0.001. that will be the value of representative fraction, or we can say that this value will be equals to 1 by 1000. Now we will move to the types of scales. Now we have generally 4 types of scale. First one is plane scale, next one is diagonal scale, third one is vernier scale, and the last one is shrunk scale, which is one of the most important scale as per the GATE examination point of view. Now we will see the first scale, that is plane scale, which is also known as normal scale, which you had already seen in your life, like this. Now a plane scale is one on which it is possible to measure 2 dimensions only. Now in this scale we can easily measure centimeter as well as millimeter. So in plane scale it is possible to measure 2 dimensions only, such as unit and length, or meter and decimeter, etc. Now the next one is diagonal scale. You all had made this type of scale in engineering drawing. Now in this diagonal scale it is possible to measure 3 dimensions, that is this distance is meter, that is 0 meter, 1 meter, 2 meter, and so on. Now in the first box the distance shown is here, that is 0 decimeter. Now 2 decimeter, 4 decimeter, 6 decimeter, and 8 decimeter. So here decimeter is shown. Now on vertical axis centimeter is shown in this axis. So in diagonal scale we can easily measure 3 dimensions, such as meters, decimeters, and centimeters, or unit, tenth, and hundred, or yard, feet, and inches, etc. Now the next one is vernier scale. The principle of vernier is based on the fact that the eye can perceive without any strain and with considerable precision when 2 graduations coincide to form one continuous straight line. It means that if we want to measure any distance very accurately and up to 2 decimal place or up to 3 decimal place, so we will use vernier scale. Now in this, when 2 graduations coincide, then we can get the readings very easily. Okay, so we had divided the vernier scale into 2 types in our geomatics engineering, that is direct vernier and the retrograde vernier. Now first of all we will see the direct vernier. Now direct vernier is shown here, that is the main scale, and the next one is the vernier scale. Now in direct vernier, the nth division of vernier scale will coincide with n minus 1 division of main scale. So here the 10th division of vernier scale coincides with the 9th division of main scale. So indirect vernier has divisions which are slightly shorter than those of the main scale. Let us assume that nth division on the vernier scale are equal in length to n minus 1 division on the main scale. So we can say that nth division of vernier is equals to n minus 1 division of main scale. So if we want to calculate the least count, so we will have to take the difference of the main scale reading and the vernier scale reading. So we had taken the difference of main scale and the vernier scale. Now from this we can easily compute the value of vernier, that is n minus 1 upon n into s. Now we will put this value of v in this equation and we will get s minus in bracket n minus 1 upon n into s. On solving these equation we will get s by n. Now the least count of the vernier is equals to the value of the smallest division on the main scale divided by the total number of division on the vernier scale. Suppose that we can easily measure the 1 centimeter value on the main scale, and suppose that it had been divided into 10 division of the vernier. So we will divide this 1 centimeter by 10 division and we will get 0.1 centimeter. So the least count of this scale will be equals to 0.1 centimeter, or we can say that 1 mm. That is the least count of the direct vernier. Now the next one is retrograde vernier scale. Now in retrograde vernier scale, this is the main scale and the above one is known as vernier scale. Now in retrograde vernier scale, the nth division of vernier will coincides with n plus 1th division of main scale. So in this diagram, 10th division of vernier scale will coincide with the 11th divisions of the main scale. So we can say that nth division of vernier is equals to n plus 1 division of main scale. So from this we can calculate the value of v, that is n plus 1 upon n into s. Now for calculation of least count, we had to take the difference of larger minus smaller, that is vernier scale reading minus main scale reading. So we will put the value of v, that is n plus 1 upon n into s here minus s. So after solving this equation, that is this equation, we will get the least count as s by n. Now here v is the length of one division on the vernier and s is the length of one division on the main scale. Now that is all about the direct vernier and retrograde vernier. Now we will see the note of vernier scale. Now it may be noted that the readings in the case of retrograde vernier increases in a direction opposite to that of main scale, because in retrograde vernier the main scale will be like this, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and from this point the main scale will be connected to the vernier scale, and from this the vernier scale reading will be started from 0 and it will end at 10th. So in retrograde vernier the main scale reading will be increasing in this direction and the vernier scale reading will be increases in this direction. So if we want to calculate the exact reading from the retrograde vernier, so the reading will be increases in a direction opposite to that of main scale. Okay student, but in case of direct vernier, which is shown here like this, that is the direct vernier. Now in this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, 0 to 10. Now in direct vernier reading will be started from 0 at this point and at this point, that is 10. Now in case of direct vernier, main scale as well as vernier scale reading will be increasing in this direction only, and the overall reading will be increases in the same direction as that of the main scale. So a note is shown here, that is it may be noted that the reading in the case of retrograde vernier increases in a direction opposite to that of main scale, whereas in case of direct vernier both increases in the same direction, which is shown here. Now that is all about the vernier. Now we can move to the shrunk scale. which is one of the most important scale as per the GATE examination. Now, shrunk scale is used to eliminate the effect of shrinkage in paper of map or calculation of actual dimension from the plotted dimension. Now, shrunk scale is generally used to eliminate the effect of shrinkage in the paper. Now, suppose that before 100 years, your grandfather has prepared a map of a particular area which he has purchased for you, and he had plotted a map of that area which is shown here like this, and he has used a scale of 1 centimeter equals to 1 meter. Now, suppose that he had purchased an area of 10 meter into 10 meter, the total area will be 100 meter square, and he has used a scale of 1 centimeter equals to 1 meter. It means that the total area on the paper is 10 centimeter into 10 centimeter, which will be equals to 100 centimeter square on paper. Now, after plotting this drawing, he had also marked a distance that is 10 centimeter, which is shown at the lowermost point of the sheet. Now, he has put this map deep inside the earth and he had died. Now, after 100 years, you will get this map. During this 100 years, shrinkage will take place in the paper. Now, due to the shrinkage of the paper, drawing will also goes under shrinkage. So, the area of the map will get reduced. Now, at present time, if you will measure the distance, so it will comes as 9 centimeters. Similarly, if you will measure this distance, then it will also comes as 9 centimeter. So, in today's time, if you will multiply the length and width of the drawing on the sheet, you will get the area on the sheet as 81 centimeter square, which is less as compared to the original area on the paper. Now, if you will convert this area on the paper into area on the ground, you have to use this scale which is shown here, that is 1 centimeter equals to 1 meter. So, on ground it will be equals to 9 meter into 9 meter, which will be equals to 81 meter square. So, you will get a lesser area as compared to the original area, but ground area will never changed. So, due to this shrinkage of the paper, your area will come somewhat less as compared to the original area. Now, you have to work on this drawing so that you can correctly measure the distance on the sheet as well as on the paper. Now, for measuring the distance or measuring the area correctly after the shrinkage effect, you will have to use the concept of shrunk scale. Now, for the calculation of shrunk scale, first of all, you need to measure the shrinkage factor. Now, shrinkage factor is the ratio of shrunk length divided by original length. Now, on paper, only one length is shown, that is this length. Originally, this length was 10 centimeter. Now, after shrinkage, when we measure this distance, then it will comes as 9 centimeter. So, the shrunk length will be 9 centimeter and the original length will be 10 centimeter. So, we can just put the value, that is 9 centimeter upon 10 centimeter. We will get the shrinkage factor as 0.9. That is the value of shrinkage factor. Now, for the calculation of shrunk scale, we will use the formula, that is shrunk scale is equals to shrinkage factor into original scale. Now, here shrinkage factor is 0.9 and the original scale is 1 centimeter is equals to 1 meter. Now, when we solve this, we will get the shrunk scale as 1 centimeter upon 1.11 meter, that is the shrunk scale. After shrinkage, we will measure this distance and it will comes as 9 centimeter, as well as we will measure this distance also and it will comes as 9 centimeter. So we will convert this distance by using the new scale, that is shrunk scale. Now 1 centimeter on paper will represent 1.11 meter on ground. So 9 centimeter on paper will represent 9.99 meter, that is approximately 10 meter on ground. Similarly, 9 centimeter will be equals to 10 meter on ground. On multiplying these two values, we will get the actual area on ground, that is 100 meter square, which will be equals to the original area on the ground. So by using the concept of shrunk scale, we will easily eliminate the effect of shrinkage in the paper of map. That is all about the scales. Thank you very much, students.